shadows. The towering cliffside resembled a gigantic human skull, with the dark openings of caves gaping like empty eye sockets and nostrils. High overhead, the sun cast deep, ominous shadows over the wild precipice, and huge birds of prey wheeled silently in the hot, dry air. At the bottom of the wall of rock yawned a cavernous mouth overhung with bristling thorn bushes and dangerously loose scree. 10 tall, lean figures were positioned in a menacing arc around the cave entrance, their young faces alert but impassive. They all wore tight-fitting green uniforms consisting of a kind of battle-dress tunic, trousers tucked into boots, a protective helmet and gloves. They stood, motionless, leveling sleek, tubular weapons into the darkness. Behind them, other uniformed figures were huddled round a quietly humming machine, resembling a small radar apparatus. They were staring intently at the greenish glow of a display screen which was protected by a hooded visor from the glaring sunlight. A pair of dish-shaped antennae connected to the machine were scanning slowly back and forth along the base of the cliff. Nearby, a rather plain, plumpish woman in her late 30s and dressed in tattered buff overalls and a white mining helmet was pacing agitatedly up and down, her hands twisting the ragged remains of a pair of gloves. She darted anxious glances repeatedly at the sky, at the cave, and at the frowning faces round the scanner. After a long silence, the young trooper seated at the control console turned to the tall, dark-haired officer standing beside him. "It's hopeless, Lieutenant Scott. There's nothing, absolutely nothing," he reported, gesturing at the blank screen. Lieutenant Scott glanced helplessly across at the endlessly pacing woman and fingered his moustache. Then he walked slowly over to her. "I'm sorry, Professor Kyle, there's no sign of them," he murmured. The young woman bit her lip as she struggled to remain composed. She was blinking back the tears behind the sunglasses. "Well, could they be shielded from your apparatus in some way?" she asked desperately, stopping and spreading her arms vaguely. Scott shook his head. "Only by lead or alloy screen," he replied. "The scanner detects and focuses on the body's cardio-neurological activity. It's specifically tuned to mammalian life. It's extremely reliable." Professor Kyle looked up at the slowly circling vultures. "I just can't believe that they're all dead," she said in a hollow voice. "It seems such a senseless waste." Scott nodded. Then he turned briskly. "Trooper Walters, make one final scan, maximum amplification," he ordered. He put his hand gently on the professor's shoulder.